Chapter 9, Relative Clauses. Now let's summarize what we learned. I wrote the different cases out with the different relative pronouns. Let's start with the nominative case. Der Mann, der nett ist. The man who is nice. The woman, die Frau, die nett ist. The woman who is nice. The child, das Kind, das nett ist. The child who is nice. Now let's go to the direct object. Der Mann, den ich kenne. The man whom I know. The M, whom, direct object. Die Frau, die ich kenne. The woman whom I know. Das Kind, das ich kenne. The child whom I know. Now let's look at the dative or indirect object. Der Mann, dem ich Wasser gebe. The man to whom I give water. So dem is to whom, dative case. Die Frau, der ich Wasser gebe. To whom I give water. Remember in the dative, the der changes to dem, the die changes to der. Das Kind, dem ich Wasser gebe. The child, to whom I give water. This all goes back to the basic changes in the articles which we learned for the different cases. Now let's look what happens in the plural. The men, die Männer, die nett sind. The men who are nice. Die Frauen, die nett sind. The women who are nice. The children, die Kinder, die nett sind. The children who are nice. Alright, so far so good. Now let's look at the accusative. Die Männer, die ich kenne. The men whom I know. Die Frauen, die ich kenne. The women whom I know. Die Kinder, die ich kenne. The children whom I know. And the last one is going to be our dative plural. Die Männer, denen ich Geld gebe. The men to whom I give money. And here you notice the original den, dative den, adds an en when it's a relative pronoun. So that's one thing you have to remember. So die Männer, denen ich Geld gebe. The men to whom. Die Frauen, denen ich Geld gebe. The women to whom I give money. Die Kinder, denen ich Geld gebe. The children to whom I give money. And this sums up the different who and whom and to whom variations which we have. And it all depends on the original article. What does it change to? Nominative case, just der, die, das. In the accusative case, der changes to den, die and das remain the same. In the dative, der changes to dem, die changes to der, das changes to dem. Alright? In the plural, all the nominatives are die. In the accusative, still die, because die doesn't change in the accusative. In the dative, however, the original would have been die to den, but if it's a relative pronoun, you have to say denen, 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 for all three of them. And this is a short overview. So for those of you who like to look at charts and they make sense, this is the other explanation.